Hi friends, Mindy here. I have a quick process video for you today. I am working in this journal that I created a while back using some of my items from my House of Books subscription. I will put my affiliate link down below. That's a subscription kit that comes to your mailbox every month, and it has different vintage papers and things that are basically curated. And so out of the fabric and some of the papers from that kit, I created this little journal, and I created a collage master board that I created these little journaling cards out of. And so in the past, I've received quite a lot of questions about how to work in a junk journal or like a handmade journal like this. Like, how do you decorate the pages? What do you do after you've basically created it? And so I thought I would just kind of take you along as I am filling this one up. I work very randomly in these particular journals, different than when I'm working like in my devotional journals or whatever. I don't stick to any certain page. I kind of work back and forth and do different things at different times. And so I just kind of thought I would take you along for the ride this time while I am working in this journal. So I have this journaling card that I created. Like I said, I made this from a collage master board. And I'm typing out the word wisdom here using my Dymo embossing label maker. And I'm going to actually adhere this to the front. I have already written out the scripture and stuff on the back of this journaling card. And so I just wanted that word on the front because that's what the scripture is focusing on. And so I'm just going through, just trying to find a place for this little card to live in this journal. And so I found this page here, and I really just want to create a pocket for my journaling card. So I'm actually going to glue these two pages together. I'm adding a little bit of distress ink. This is the archival ink in ground espresso, just to add some interest around these two pages. And then I'm going to add glue on the top and the bottom of this one. And I'm going to adhere that to this ledger paper just to create a little pocket here. Both of these papers are pretty thin, especially that ledger paper. So having them glued together like this is just going to add a little bit of stability. And so it's going to hold this journaling card better that way. This journaling card is pretty sturdy because I did it on some craft cardstock. So just making sure everything is really glued down here because it's going to be sliding in and out of this pocket. I rounded the corners of that with the We Are Memory Keepers corner rounder. And then I decided that just for the sake of pulling this card in and out, it would be easier if I had a little thumb notch. So what I'm going to do is take this circle punch here and just kind of eyeball in the center. It would have been easier before I glued it, but I wasn't thinking that far ahead. So I'm just kind of really taking you along for a ride. I did not edit a lot of this video out. It's really just kind of how I work whenever I'm working in these journals. And I have these die cut pieces. These are from 49 in Market. They're called the Curator's Essential Remnants, I think is what they're called. And I'm just going through and pulling out a few of the smaller pieces that I think are going to work well with the kind of the style of this little junk journal, and some things that I want to kind of put to the side to add to this journal. So I found this one here that looks like an envelope, and I loved the type on it and the different fonts and things. And so I'm going to actually glue this to the front of this pocket that I created, and I'm adding a little bit of that distress ink around there, the archival ink, and I'm going to glue this down as another pocket. So it'll be kind of a pocket on top of a pocket. I may or may not use that, but I just kind of want to give myself the option. So if I want to add something in there, I can. If not, I can leave it, or I can always come back and glue it down permanently. But I just added glue on the three sides just to create another little pocket. And then I have this little butterfly. This is a rub-on. This is also from 49 in Market. And I always just kind of cut out the pieces that I want to use from the big sheet. It just makes it easier. And then using the tool that's included there, I'm just burnishing that down onto this little piece, this little die cut piece. And then you just really carefully pull or slowly pull up the backer or the release paper, and then you have this cute little butterfly on there. And so I have these other pieces. That's basically all I'm going to do for that page with that particular scripture. Now I'm just going to kind of work intuitively or just kind of freely in this journal with really no purpose in mind. I have some pieces that I think will work in this journal. I'm just pulling them off to the side, and then I'm just going to kind of decorate as I see fit. So as I'm working through, you can see I'm trying to find a place for these other die cut pieces, and then I came to this piece right here, and because of the page in front of it, that kind of craft color there, I thought it would be nice to have something kind of on the right side that has those same kind of grains in it. And so I'm pulling out, this is another set of the 49 and Market rub-ons. I love their rub-ons. And so I cut those out from the big sheet. There's 6x8 sheets, and I think there's like 6 of them in each pack. So there's quite a lot of rub-ons that you get in there. And so I just pulled this one set of leaves here, and I'm just burnishing this down really well, going over it a couple different times to make sure that it's going to stick down, mostly because this paper that I'm trying to transfer this to has kind of a slick texture. This is, like I said, it's a vintage paper, so it doesn't have a lot of tooth to it, and I just want to make sure that everything is really stuck down well. This is not a reflection of the rub-ons because they actually work really well. It's more a reflection of the paper that I'm trying to stick them to. So you can see I'm just going really slow and just kind of going over each little tiny section as I slowly pull that backer off of there. And then when I get to the end, I can pull it off the rest of the way. And then I want to add just a couple of little leaves, just kind of floating along there, and this one at the top does fine, and then I sort of run into a little bit of a problem down here at the bottom, which you'll see. And again, this is really more of a reflection of the paper than it is the rub-on, but because the paper is kind of brittle, so when I went to pull the backer up, it actually pulled part of the rub-on as well and tore the paper, but I will fix that later. But this is the very center section of my journal here. So you can see, again, I'm pulling out those remnant pieces, just trying to find a place for them. And I really want to use this envelope piece that has the postage on there, just trying to decide. I thought I was going to put it on this paper, but it's pretty brittle, and I don't want it to be too heavy, so I can already see I need to add some washi tape there, which I'll do at another time, but I decided to put this elsewhere. So I'm just going to add some ink to distress the edges of this, and then I'm going to stick it on this paper here that is actually a By the Well for God paper that I had left over from an old kit. And so I'm just going to glue this down, and I'm gluing this as a pocket as well. So I'm only gluing it on 3 sides, so I'll be able to tuck something in there later down the road. I don't have another like scripture or anything that I'm wanting to necessarily do. I'm just kind of wanting to work in this journal. You can see I came back to this page. I found another little leaf there, and I'm just going to add that kind of over that area that tore, and that will be fine. When I come back to work on this page, I may decorate something else there. I may add something, but for right now, that's good enough. So now I'm flipping back to where this little envelope is that I just glued down, and I want to add something kind of along the bottom. So I'm using another set of rub-ons from 49 and Market. These are I cannot remember what they're called. They're the Spectrum set. These are they're called Tidal Wave, actually. And so there's this little section in there that kind of looks like pieces of fabric that have stitching on them. And so I thought that would be fun to just kind of add here along the bottom. So I just cut that off from the big page, and then again, just burnishing that down, and you'll see this comes off much easier than the other page because it's coming off of that that die cut really easily. So I will go to the journaling cards that I have made previously, and I'm actually going to tuck one in here. I'm just kind of picking one. I like this one with the butterfly on it, and I'm going to just stick that in there for now. I don't have any notes on the back, but this way, this page will basically be ready for me the next time I want to kind of just journal something or have a thought that I want to write out. All of the artwork and stuff will already be done. So I rounded the corners there on that one, and then I decided I want to put a little pull tab on there. And so I'm using just a little scrap of fabric that I had left over from when I created the cover. So I just kept all of those kind of pieces together so that when I decide to work in this journal, I have all of these items together that coordinate already, and I'm not having to dig through everything. So whenever I'm working in this journal, you know, I may come to it with an idea or a thought, and I'll put that in there, and then I just kind of work free form for the rest of the time. So if you liked this video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and until next time, bye.